Hello. This is a video showing how to run the flash numbers for GDP Engineering. These figures are collected from WRIKE. So what you're going to do is export the WRIKE GDP Engineering area. You're really going to want to make sure that all of your data is filled in up to date. Mainly make sure the short description is RPM, RTM, or standard, or ERF, and any SPS PR data is filled in. And then you're also going to export the archives, the GDP Engineering archives. And again, you will want to make sure the columns are filled out and correct. This is also just a nice time to double check what's going on. Okay, so for instance, I'll usually take the time, and if these complexities are not filled in, I'll fill them in. Alright, so I've got these exported and in my downloads. So first of all, we'll open this up, drag it up here, and this kind of lets you tally up a few things. So let's say, we're keeping track. We want to know how many jobs we're currently are active. That's 72. So GDP Engineering backlog 72. And let's see how many of those are RPM or RTM. So then you're interested in this upper portion here. 18. And then how many are on SPS or PR? So we've got 5 plus 9, 14 here. Nice little drop. And then I like to just show about how much is in our log. And you want to take these figures. Obviously, you don't want to take this in the middle of the week or anything. So you take these on the weekend or early Monday morning before anyone starts working, so that you know where you left off the previous week. So we can see the sum here of everything is about 96237. 96237. And so this figure will come from the estimating department, GDP and RTM POs and backlog. This will come from the sales order information. I think I deleted that on accident. And then our turn time here. So this is where you will need to use the GDP Engineering turn time. So what does that look like? So that looks like this. So you're going to actually take the data, make sure that your filters are turned off before you paste any data in. You're going to paste the data from the archives into here. So you need to make note that it needs to be ordered in this this way from the archive. So title, description, customer, status, start date, release date, SPS PR requested date, SPS PR resolution date, and the rest of this is calculated from these dates. So with that being said, we will close this one. So we are done with it in theory, and then open the archive. I'll just kind of line this up so we can make sure our data is the same. So title, short description, customer, status, start date, due date, which is release date once it's archived. We don't need complexity for these calculations yet. Delete that. And then problem flagged, problem solved. And then we don't even use these, so you can ignore them or you can delete them, whatever you want to do. So now there's just a slight amount of prep just so you can easily copy paste the whole list in here. And so what I like to do is just kind of delete these few things and then remove hyperlinks. So you want to start in one, and then do shift select for your whole list, and then remove these. And then we are going to copy paste these. You could, if you wanted to, filter these by just the date for this week, to so you don't have to filter them above. Actually, let's just do that. It's a good habit to get in. It's a good thing to get in the habit of. Table, yes, it has headers. So what I'm talking about is we are only interested in these dates. So week 18 is 5/3 to 5/9. So we're only interested in jobs that were archived 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. So obviously 8 and 9 is the weekend. We didn't archive anything there. So now you'll just be copying the data over that you used, or that is actually that you're interested in, I mean. So come over here to turn time, paste, and then get rid of anything else. So this is saying we only released 50 items last week. Delete rows. So now this is just the data you want. So what does this tell us? So our RPM or RTM turn time, that's what I mean here. That's just general, what is the average of both customers. So RPM, RTM, you're just going to select anything that says those. And this is your days to release minus a PR. So our average day to release down here is 2. I'm going to put 2 in there. And then RPM. So now that it just wants RPM, we'll clear this out. And we're going to focus on AMAT as well pretty soon. But so you have 1 lamb RPM according to this, and it took 2 days. So our on-time release for 1 day is 0%. Our on-time release within 3 days is 100%. Not good, but sometimes complicated things come up in engineering. 0, 100. And then we want to know the same thing for volumes in general. So again, clear that. Go to filters and uncheck RPM, RTM. And so this is the volume column. So an easy way to do this is you want to know the average. So this tells us, no, this will tell us the average here, sorry. This tells us the average, it subtracts the PRs, and it says our average is 8 days. That's gone up significantly. And then our on-time release within 3 days is here. And it's going to say the sum of 12, so that's going to be 12 out of 32 total. So you can actually just kind of use that math here. 12 divided by 32. 38%. And let's see. Oh, how many were released? It's the easiest part. You just unfilter everything. And since you already filtered by that date, you can just take a count of any column, which is going to be 49. So that is a record low. And that's it. Thank you.